Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome back to a new player's beginner's guide to Final Fantasy XIV, Blue Mage Edition Part 8. Before we continue with this video, if you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more Final Fantasy XIV content. Now back to the video. Alright guys, so in my last video we just hit level 50 Blue Mage and continued the Blue Mage story. Now in order to continue the Blue Mage story, you have to complete mission level 25 in the masked carnival. Alright, but before we do that, we need two spells that I find to be very useful for this. That is Sharpen Knife and Missile. Reason why these two are important because Sharpen Knife is a really quick physical spell and Missile can take HP from an enemy by 50% every time it hits. We are going to be getting Moonflute, which is a very powerful buff that we can use to help with that fight. But in order to do so, you need to complete 10 missions in the masked carnival. That's where Missile comes into play. It helps you guys get it done a little bit quicker. And of course, Sharpen Knife is a quick physical spell, like I mentioned. In order to get Missile, you have to complete the Hildabrand story up until Battle at Big Keep. And then Sharpen Knife, you have to unlock Wanderer's Palace after hitting level 50 in the main story quest of A Realm Reborn. Alright, so I do have footage on Sharpen Knife and Missile, so we are going to be going over that right now, and then we will continue with the masked carnival. Alright, so see you guys in a bit. So as you see, me and Cole helped me get Missile, which is very rare to get it on a first shot unsynced, but we did it. And then for Sharpen Knife, I had a couple people help me do the party finder, so they were nice to get me my sharpened knife. Alright, so now that we have all of these spells that we acquired, we can now do the masked carnival. Alright, so talk to the masked carnival NPC right next to the Miners Guild. And you see here we have 1 to 25. Like I said, this is the only one that you need to complete in order to continue the story. But you need at least 10 of these in order to get a Moonflute. So I'm going to be going over each of these missions that I find the easiest to get the spell. So this video might be a little bit long, but I'll try my best to make it fast as possible. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be doing is all well that starts well. We are going to have to kill a Dullahan and 2 slimes. The slimes cannot be hurt by blunt abilities, but the Dullahan cannot be harmed by slashing. That's their strength. Their endurance is average, so their HP is not that high. And they are weak to almost every status effect except silence, and the Dullahan cannot be slept, slowed, or heavied. So this should be pretty quick. Alright, first thing we're going to see if the Dullahan can be missiled. Yes, he can, so taking him out is pretty easy. As you can see, it takes away 50% of his remaining HP. And then you finish it off with some water cannon. And then we take out the slimes. Pretty simple. And voila, your first mission is complete. And we got the achievement, Smoking. So every time you do a mission for the very first time, you will get Poetics, Allied Seals, and Gil. Alright, so that was mission number 1. That's 9 more to go. Next is going to be much ado about pudding. So this is going to be 2 acts against all elements of different puddings. Earth, ice, wind, and then fire, lightning, and water. So we have lightning, water, fire, and then we have missile for the rest. I believe they are weak to missile, so we can probably use that to our advantage. Alright, so this can miss. So it says keep trying. There it goes. Alright, water will work against the ice. Alright, so next one. Alright, water will work against the wind. Let me missile the earth. And use Flame Cracker for this one since you do have earth. Alright, so that's Act 1. Now Act 2 will deal with the other elements. So we have a lightning, so this should be easy. This is water, so this is pretty simple as well. Hit with a missile to make this quicker. And the last one is fire, so go ahead and use a Ifrit's eruption. And water cannon seems to work just fine. Alright, so that is mission number 2 done. A lot of these missions can be cheesed even harder with Ultra Vibration and Ram's Voice, but that is something more advanced. And you need to have anybody that can get you Ultra Vibration. Alright, so the next one is Waiting for Golem. This one is weak against water. His endurance is high, so he has a lot of HP, and his strength is earth, so you can't hurt him with earth. Alright, I don't think he can be missiled, but we're going to take a shot at it. He is resistant, so you have to do this the old-fashioned way. So simply just dodge all of his mechanics. Hit him with everything you got. I believe he cannot be frozen, so he can't be cheesed as well. You can silence Earthen Heart. Which if you don't, this puts a dot on the floor. And we're about almost done. Alright, so that is over with. He's the most tedious one of all because he's just so resistant to basically all cheese. Alright, on to the next one. And we have gentlemen prefer swords. So we have the arena bat, wolf. One is weak to a lightning, other one is fire. Then we have a Magitech, which is weak against lightning. I believe he can be ultra vibrated if you have it. So let's go ahead and do this one. Now I do have a weekly target of doing nothing but lightning attacks, which will give me extra shield, gill, and of course poetics. So we're going to put them to sleep so we can heal up. So to make sure we don't wake them, we're going to use Sharpen Knife on each individual. Since this is non-elemental, you can use it so you don't get to lose the weekly. And I think you also can missile them as well, if it hits. Yes, you can. Alright, so that's Act 1. And you also can sleep them all and then pull one. And then start blasting with their weak element. So this guy, he does Grand Strike, which is very quick AoE. And then he'll summon a bunch of little bug that will basically poison you. Alright, so we're going to head and Bad Breath him up. And then hit him with a Glower. And then move out for Grand Strike. Magitech Shield is do a Sardine. Alright, so you can't sleep them. So we're going to try something bold here. We're going to boost. And Final Sting. That's also how you can cheese these, most of them, is this Final Sting with boost. Since boost does boost the Final Sting pretty hard. So there you go. So that was the weekly mission for me. Alright, so next we have the 3 penny turtles. So basically they're going to be invulnerable to any damage except for 1,000 needles and missile. Alright, so this one's pretty easy. And this is going to be our 5th one. So what you can do is just sit here with 1,000 needles and hit 2 at the same time. And they will take 500 apiece since it is shared. Let's cast for the third one. And this one you can just do missile if you like. And this one will take the full blunt of the 1,000 needles, since it is fixed damage. Simple. And then we got the achievement unlocked, smoking 2 for doing 5 of the carnival missions. Alright, on to the next one. We have the Eye Society. Now, Act 2, you want to get blinded by the Mandragora, since they do eye attacks. And the first one, you basically just turn around for the eye attacks on the enemies that are pointing at right now. So this one's pretty easy. I believe they are... Nope, there's no weakness to them, except lightning. The eyes have lightning, and everything else is just kill with whatever you got. Alright, so let's do this. The all can be frozen and ultra vibrated as well if you like. So we're just going to stab them all. So getting blinded by these guys will not be affected by the eye attacks. So we're looking at both AoEs. Cold Stare is dodged, and the other one doesn't hurt at all. Alright, so that's Act 1. Now Act 2, if you have self-destruct, you pretty much can annihilate everybody with it. But unfortunately, I don't have that on my hotbar. That's alright, so first we get blinded. And now we can hit everybody else. Make sure you heal. Alright, so those dead. Now these guys are weak to lightning, so this won't take too long. And that one's done. Pretty easy. Like I said, you can put toad oil up and then self-destruct for 1800 potency damage to everybody. Next we have a chorus slime. So this one you're going to use sticky tongue, pull the slimes to these sprites, and then have them blow up. And then for the last one we have these nodes, which will die through the explosion of these slimes. Pretty simple. So this one would be number 7. And also make sure you repair. This is the only one that you really need. I don't have any dark matters, but that's okay. So we're just going to hit this with water cannon. And then they explode. Simple. Alright, for this, like I said, sticky tongue. pull him over. Get as far away as you can, and then blast him with the water cannon. Alright, that's pretty simple. Now for the last act, all you want to do is grab 3 slimes and then have them all detonate at once. And it should kill the nodes. Alright, so they're all in place. Alright, they both explode. And now you finish off the slimes. Okay, I guess fire doesn't work against them. There you go. Easy peasy. Alright, so we got 3 more to go, and before we can get Moonflute. So this one is pretty simple. You basically blow up the first bomb, and then you go to the right side, blow up the next cherry bomb, go to the other side, blow that one up, and all the damage should be done to the progenitrix. Alright, so this is not too hard. This one also can be frozen and then ultra vibrated if you like. So the cherry bomb you want to hit first. And that causes a chain reaction. Make sure you aggro the big boss, because if you don't, he will just re-heal himself since you don't have aggro on him. So while you're targeting the cherry bomb, your spell, quickly choose the other one, hit him with a sardine to aggro, run over here to the other cherry bomb, alright, and basically half of the HP is gone. I don't think missile works, but we're gonna try. Nope, it's resistant, so you're gonna have to just hit with wind if you got it, but unfortunately I don't have wind, so water cannon will do. Or lightning, since it's stronger. Make sure your sounds burst. Alright, here with off guard, boost. And final stinger for the kill. I don't remember what the strength is, but I think final sting could have been used a lot quicker. So that one's pretty much easy. You can just final stinger in the end. Just want to double check. Alright, his strength was just off fire, so yeah. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 2 more. So to kill a mocking slime can be a little bit hard because of the adds. So if you don't have one of each element, the adds can be a little bit of a problem. So we're going to skip that one and go to Little Night Music. So on this one, there is an achievement if you get him to do his buff attack 3 times in a row, which will grow, you will get the achievement Giant Slayer. Alright, so basically it's just use whatever you got against him and silence his King's Will. I think slashing is his strength. Yes. There's King's Will, so silence it. So because of his high endurance, his HP is a lot, so you're gonna have to make do with what you got. Alright guys, we're almost done. Alright, so this one is complete. Took a little longer to do, but we did it. Alright, so the next one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is going to be the last one we are going to need. So this one's pretty easy. So these bombs will slowly explode if you don't damage them. And then eventually you'll have the second act, which has 4. Sticky tongue, pull them all in, do a AoE, and then push them all one direction. Alright, simple as that. So this shouldn't be too hard. So what we're going to do is push this one this way. Luckily it reached both of them. Alright, so we're just going to use Sharpen knife since it's quicker. Alright, so that's Act 1. Alright, so we're going to sticky tongue this one. This one. And this one. Alright, now we're just going to push them all this way. Now they're all against the wall. Oh, except this one. Just push him back. So this one's pretty simple. Just spam it. And there it is, smoking number 3. So I believe that was my 10th mission. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so now we're going to go over to the totem NPC. And there it is, Moonflute. And there we go. Alright. So, Moonflute grants the effect of Waxing Nocturne, increases damage dealt by 50% and movement speed by 30 for 15 seconds. When the effect ends, the player will be afflicted with Waning Nocturne, preventing the use of auto, weapon skills, spells, or abilities for 15 seconds. So basically, once the buff wears off, you are basically unable to do anything for 15 seconds. With this, your DPS opener can do massive damage. Now there's only one ability that I know that can be used while the debuff is up, and that is the Phantom Flurry, since the Phantom Flurry does not get interrupted by the Moonflute's inability to do anything, since you are animation locked, unless you move. So this is going to be the ability that you use with Final Sting to do massive damage. So we are going to just remove Ice Spikes and put on Moonflute. Alright, so now we are all set to cheese the bloody hell out of mission number 25. Alright, so this one is going to require 3 different acts. The first one, I think he cannot be damaged by physical attacks because he will reflect it. And then the second one, you only can do physical attacks because you will reflect magic. Now there are some spells that you can get from this NPC, such as Ram's Voice, Dragon's Voice, and a couple of others that I'll remember. The final stage, he basically lets everything out of the bag, and you really are going to have to make sure that you dodge like you never dodged before, just to be able to get the final sting off in the end. Alright, so you guys can do this multiple times to get all the spells that he basically uses. Alright, so let's get onto it. Now remember, we have to save Final Sting for Act 3 since it has a 600-second cooldown. So what we're going to do here, since he does do the reflect really quickly, we are going to quickly boost. And then quickly stab him. Alright, so there's Ram's Voice, so get away. Dragon's Voice, get in. De-target him so you don't auto-attack, because that does hurt. Watch out for the Apocalypse Ray. And just keep hitting him with magic. You also can get Plane Cracker here too. Dodge the donut AoEs and the line AoE, look for a safe spot. And basically keep doing this until he's done. Alright, so that's Act 1. Now Act 2 is basically the opposite. You do physical attacks only. So basically Sharpen Knife. So as you see, I didn't get any abilities. Alright, he'll use Blaze Argon, or Angon, so make sure you knock those out. Or they will do damage. That's another ability that you get later on. Ram's Voice. Dragon's Voice. So this one's easier because Sharpen Knife does more damage. And of course you also can boost if you like. That will do more damage. Sprint if you need it. And done. So we got Ram's voice and Dragon's voice, I believe. Yes, Ram's and Dragon's voice. Well, that makes it more convenient. So if you don't want to do the Chimera on trial or the Carter's Cry, just do this dude once and twice and you're done. Alright guys, so Act 3, he's going to give you everything he's got in his arsenal. There is a crap ton of mechanics that you can instantly die from if you don't cheese the hell out of him with Final Sting. That means you have to do enough damage to him to where Final Sting actually does enough damage. You can easily make this even easier if you get a ethereal mimicry, which increases your DPS chances of hitting a crit or direct hit, which can be very, very helpful. But unfortunately, it's level 60 ability. So we're going to have to do as much damage to him as possible before he can do the meteor spell on you. He's going to do physical reflection, no, magical reflection, so you have to do physical only. So what we're going to do is bristle up, Moonflute, rush in with a bad breath, and then stab him as much as we can. And we wait for the 15 seconds. And now resume. He'll put 4 AoEs down on the ground. It'll slow you down. Moonflute. Bristle. Swift cast. Final Sting, and we got it. Holy crap. Just at the nick of time. And we got a direct hit for 22,369. Oh boy. So we barely made it out alive. And that is how you cheese number 25. I went back and got myself the rest of my ironwork set, the belt, the bracelet, and the choker. Alright, so we got both voices out of number 25. You can get Blazing Angon from the second act if you like, or you can do the Wanderer's Palace hard mode. Anyway, let's continue with the story, and then we will finish off this video. Again, sorry if this is a little bit long, but there's a lot I had to cover. So turning over a blue leaf, we do get a weapon that basically does nothing. It's just for glamour. So skip the cutscene, talk to Martine over here. And that completes the quest 1 to 50. To continue, you must complete the 3.3 main story quest. Apparently, I didn't know that. Of course, I already did that since I boosted my character. Alright guys, so that is pretty much going to be it for this. I did the first 10 missions in the carnival for you. And I showed you guys how to cheese number 25. Now number 25 does have an achievement if you do all 3 blunt, slashing, and piercing, and all 6 elements while not taking a single hit. Final Sting does not count for it, by the way. You can get the achievement for, I forgot what it's called, Perfect Blue or something like that. But there is an achievement for number 25 if you do all that, which I basically just showed you. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you found this useful. Any comments, questions, and or concerns, please put them in the comment section down below. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out with any questions you might have. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content, and join the first brood. And as a reminder, make sure you hit that notification bell next to my subscribe button. This way you guys never miss an upload. So until next time, may forever walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut. Take care guys, and good luck.